James Cray, shot between the eyes. Why don't we know who shot him?
Take a look how it ends.
What are you doing? He sees what the killer sees. Who can hack a human being?
Clive, a lot of the acting required staring when the characters were looking into their database. What was the hardest part of creating a world for viewers that didn't exist in front of you?
It was his hard work, not really mine. I mean, all it was really was about, you know, trying to be clear about what you were looking at any given time, because I can be talking to you, and in the world that we've set up, which is that we don't need these anymore, we don't need devices or mobiles, that we're hardwired into it. I can drift off, look at data, come back to you, and that's a minimal shift really in terms of focus and everything. So it was about trying to be as specific as possible, and then Andrew had the job of piecing all that world together, so it just looked effortless.
Andrew, Salah's very pro the surveillance system, as are most of the people in the film. Given that there's little backstory to how it came about, do you think in our society now we could easily slip into something similar?
I think we already have slipped into something similar. I mean, the latest controversy with Cambridge Analytica and Facebook tells us that so much of our privacy has already been stolen, or actually not stolen, we gave it away without a fight for convenience.
Given the correlations between Hanon and today's society, as you said, do you think it's frowned upon to be unconnected from technology even today?
I think you draw attention to yourself if you become reclusive. It's almost, that's, you know, people are more concerned with that than with people who are giving it away freely.
I don't think you can avoid it. I don't think you can avoid it. You know, if you think about going through a day without engaging it in some way, I think it's almost impossible.
Yeah, true. What are your own relationships with social media? Do you use Facebook, and do you get worried about your own personal data being shared?
I don't, because I'm not on Facebook.
No, nor me.
No, okay.
We're old school.
Yeah. How do you think younger generations will be affected by this film, and what message would you like them to take away about sharing data?
Just they should expect to see a lot of themselves in the film, because it just takes it to its logical or illogical conclusion, you know, how much is being shared. And do you want to do that? And when you know it's there for sort of public consumption, are you going to think twice?
In a world without privacy, how would you envisage the average person going about their day would be affected in their life that aren't murdering or investigating murders?
Same way they are now.
Yeah.
Same way that every time you do anything, every time you know, pay for anything, every time you go online, every time there's information being put out there.
This morning, I saw a ghost.
Anonymity is the enemy. We've got to find out how she does it. You're going undercover.
Don't look at me.
Are you crazy? Our hacker makes her living covering up secrets.
You'd be surprised what people want to pretend never happened. Close our eyes to pray, kiss, dream, or break the law.
What have you done?
Do you believe that increasing the technology, as was in Hanon, do you think sort of limiting freedom could actually be the answer to more peace and happiness because things are being monitored?
Because things are more out in the open?
Yeah.
You know, there's a false choice where people say, you know, if you have nothing to hide, you have nothing to fear. But I prefer what the girl says in the film, where she says, it's not that I have something to hide, I have nothing I want you to see.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily think that having total transparency is the solution.
What's the biggest message that you want people to take away from this film?
Yeah, I want them to enjoy the film first and foremost, because, I mean, you can go to it in different levels. You know, in one level it's a serial killer film, but if you want, you know, if you want some, you know, thought-provoking film, then perhaps it's for you as well.
Don't try to find me. Look, and you are dead.
She won't leave me alone. I can't hide. She knows where I am.
This is a nightmare.
We can't control what we can't see.
It's not that I have something to hide. I have nothing I want you to see.
So strange to look at you and see nothing.
I don't want to exist.